All right, so this is going to be my first ever Blizzard content coverage, I guess you could say. I just got back from BlizzCon over the weekend, and it was a hell of a fucking ride. If you have not gone to BlizzCon and you do like Blizzard games, you owe it to yourself to go just once. I didn't think it'd be that great because I wasn't playing too many Blizzard games a ton right now. Right now, I'm pretty much playing Hearthstone and Overwatch, but after the convention, I now am playing Heroes of the Storm. I definitely want to play World of Warcraft again, but like I'm afraid. It's like, do I want to give myself a hit of that drug? Do I want to go back down that dark winding tunnel that is the 150 plus hours played on one character? I swear to God, I didn't tell you guys just that. But and also, I mean, Diablo 3. I mean, who doesn't just pick up Diablo 3, play it for like maybe a month or so, then stop for a bit, and pick it up and stop and go? Like, that's the kind of cool thing about a lot of Blizzard games is you can come and go in those games and always kind of feel like you haven't missed a whole ton. Maybe a couple things have changed here and there, but your favorite heroes or your favorite playstyle typically has always kind of got some sort of place in the quote-unquote meta. But you know, what I want to talk about here are my impressions of Alexstrasza and Hanzo, which are the two Heroes of the Storm's heroes that were announced, the twin dragons that were announced during BlizzCon, and an amazing reveal video that you're probably all watching right now as I have it up in the background here. But Alexstrasza is, just to start off with her, so I went through the actual line to play Heroes of the Storm like 5 or 6 times, and then I went through the Overwatch one 6 or 7 times. I went through the actual one for Hearthstone once, and I went through the World of Warcraft one once, but I was jamming on Alexstrasza. So I always kind of either play like a warrior type class or a support type role in games like Heroes of the Storm, League of Legends. But Alexstrasza was really unique because she has a lot of really crazy utility, and I think she has a lot more survivability than what the Battle.net website kind of rates her as. So what I want to go through is her quick abilities, what my experiences of when playing with her, and how I think she's going to eventually flesh out, because obviously she's not released just yet. She's going to be on the PTR coming up real soon here. I believe they said the second week of November or first week of December or so. I can't remember 100%. In fact, I think I asked like 15 dudes, hey, when is Alexstrasza and Hanzo coming out? And I'm pretty sure they told me, and then I'm pretty sure it just went right through my head because I wanted to play the game. But still. She's got 3 primary abilities, and these primary abilities will morph with her hero trait. So let's go through those first. She's got Gift of Life, which essentially takes 15% of her current health and heals an ally for 150% of that amount. So it's a moving target, as it were. Then she's got Abundance, which is this really cool kind of AoE heal that is placed on the ground. So it's kind of tricky because you have to have your heroes have to know that how this ability works, because Abundance is a set target, just like Kel'Thas's Hellfire. It's the same thing. You place on the ground, it has a winding up animation that gets brighter and brighter and brighter before flash. It heals any nearby allies for 20% of their maximum health. And it's huge because you can be spot healing an assassin or a warrior on the front line and then say, okay, I'm pretty low on health, me Alexstrasza. I'm going to kind of edge this Abundance behind my backline but heal myself at the same time. Got to be a little careful though. Or you can call out, even if you're on comms, hey guys, rally on me, I'm dropping Abundance. And then you've got Flame. Okay, so it's Flame Buffet, but growing up I always thought Buffet, like a bird's wing buffet, was buffet. So Flame Buffet, which I will now call it because fuck it. And the way this works is you launch a fireball and it hits anyone in the it's a skill shot, so anything in the actual range of it, and it slows them down by 40%, decaying over 2 seconds. But it also refunds the mana cost at the same time. So that's for any enemy that's burning, because it gives them a burning attribute, like, oh, this unit is now burning, which is 75 damage over 5.5 seconds. So hitting it again, you get the 125 bonus damage upon impact, slows them by 40%, and refunds the mana cost. So it has a lot of use because the recast on it is, I think, like 2-3 seconds. You can use it really, really fast. And part of the way that her actual traits work, you can have Alexstrasza be either a little bit more healing intensive, obviously, because you have the ability to, with her actual talents, you can make it so that the way her abundance works, the one that is an AoE heal, actually gives more benefits. Maybe gives a shield, or maybe gives a little movement speed. You can make it so that her actual direct heal is a little bit more effective, but you can also make it so that the flame buffet is actually gives a lot more benefit to you. Like the very first talent, hitting a burning hero with flame buffet reduces the Dragon Queen's cooldown by 5 seconds. Her hero trait, which is pretty huge, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But you can also make it so that you can have her be a little bit more offensive with those abilities, but again, it's not going to be doing a ton of damage. It's more used to, oh, someone's fleeing, try and drop it on them real quick to slow them down, so your other damage healers can really do the bulk of the damage. But I found her being really disruptive because of her hero traits. So when she pops into the Dragon Queen, her 3 primary abilities change. So Gift of Life now has a greatly reduced cooldown and does not cost her health. So she can just keep spamming that as much as she can to kind of keep the front line up and at them. So you can this is something to note here. You can play the Dragon Queen as either a very front row thing or a very back row thing. Because what happens is it turns her into a dragon and she gains 500 health, and her abilities again change, but her attack deals 143 damage and heals allies for 43 in an arc in front of her. So she can always be kind of helping out the front line while doing a little bit of damage too. And what's nice here is the duration of incoming stuns, roots, slows, and blinds, so all your crowd control, is reduced by 50%. So it lasts 15 seconds, but you've got a lot of talents that can boost that, on top of talents that'll greatly reduce the recast on it. So you can keep it up pretty well. And I think that's what we're going to see from the meta is maybe even a Dragon Queen build that's focused on keeping her in Dragon Queen form. Abundance, when she's in Dragon Queen form, it makes it so that the heal area is huge. It's way larger than it was. I think it's like a 1.5 increase. It's much larger. And unfortunately, I don't have any awesome in-game content to show you because I didn't want to be the guy who just like whips out his camera and is like recording the screen. The guy comes up to me and smacks me in the back of the head and tells me to leave. But hey, that didn't happen, I swear to God. So the Flame Buffet, when she's in Dragon King form, it actually, rather than it being a line shot, is a actual arc in front of her, and it does damage and knockback. So it's a little bit more disruptive, and it can really help to clear out a push as it's happening, or you can really kind of knock someone back into another character if they're chasing you. So you've got a lot of options with Flame Buffet that you didn't have before. Now, her heroic abilities are pretty interesting. I didn't use Lifebinder once, but the way Lifebinder works is that you choose an allied hero, and after 2 seconds, the hero with a lower percentage of health is set to the same health as the other hero. So let's say I have 95% health, I target our front line, that dude's at 25%, 2 seconds tick off, he drops down to 10, he jumps back up to my 95%. So you have a way to do a real big, huge flash heal. If someone's in either a tight spot or you're trying to get ready for a big push, you have a lot of options there. But Cleansing Flame is the one that I use the most. So what happens is basically Alexstrasza shoots up into the air and drops 5 fireballs over 6 seconds. You actually choose on the map, like it's a little thing appears and you click it and boom, click it and boom, click it and boom. So the fireballs deal 150 damage to enemies, obviously in an AoE, and they heal allies for 300 health. And then the very last one is wherever the mouse cursor is, she'll just slam into the ground. I've gotten quite a few KOs with that thing as people are trying to flee away. You kind of have to worry about overextending yourself, but at the same time, what's not awesome about just kind of like coming from on high and teabagging someone to kill them? Like it's just great. Alexstrasza's teabag someone? I don't know, hornbag. We'll call hornbagging someone. Sticking with it. But that's Alexstrasza in a nutshell, guys. I really enjoyed her, and I don't play much support. I play more like frontline warrior than I would support. Like I would say, if anything, I main like an Arthas or like a Tassadar versus, Anduin versus like a Tassadar or Lieutenant Morales. But I had so much fun with Alexstrasza. It's like I was like, oh, I'm only gonna play one game of Heroes of the Storm. And after I played her, I was like, no, I shall play more, lots more. Now, with Hanzo, I didn't personally play Hanzo. My friend that I was with, he played Hanzo, and he wasn't as impressed with her, or him. He liked the Demon Hunter, Varia, starts with a V, ends with a lot more. because it suited his playstyle a little bit more. And I felt that in all the times that I played, you know, you had one Hanzo on every team, that Hanzo was a little underwhelming. I played with one really good one, and he was really good, but he got really low in health. He had to kind of constantly move back and forth because Hanzo's ability Stormbow is not as great as the tooltip description would sound. So here's the tooltip description. Activate to charge an arrow that deals 270 damage to the first enemy hit. Stormbow's range increases the longer it is channeled. Reactivate to fire. It slows him down a lot. He has to expose himself. He has to really wind it up to really get a shot in. And with the kind of ebb and flow of the current, just the way the combat works in Heroes of the Storm, it's really hard to line up effectively too. I found myself dodging the Stormbow shots all the time. Like, it wasn't that cool. I felt like Stormbow was really lacking. And again, it might just be that the players that I noted I was playing with or against weren't using it to the best of their ability. The one Hanzo I did see, he was racking up quite a few kills, and I don't know if it was just because he was there with another friend too, so I'm not sure if they were coordinating. But Scatter Arrow is cool too because it works just like Scatter Arrow does in Overwatch, and we all hate a Hanzo mage in Overwatch, bastards. But the Scatter Arrow can collide with terrain and structures, splitting into 5 arrows that travel extra distance, ricochet up to 4 additional times, and deal 85 damage each to the first enemy hit. It's a great way to kind of push on a point, like whenever you have to capture maybe a beacon. We were playing the one StarCraft map where you get the Zerg rush a bunch of times. So the actual effective Hanzo that we were with would Scatter Arrow every time we'd have to jump in, because he would use Sonic Arrow to scout ahead for us. So Sonic Arrow is just like the one in Overwatch. You shoot it and you can see anything you're about to come up against. You have a really good idea to how to plan your pushes, your engagements, how to control your fight with Sonic Arrow. He's got that really great scouting ability, because with his hero trait, which is natural agility, he can actually target unpathable terrain or a structure to jump to the other side of it. So you can effectively jump on over walls back and forth, and also leap over some trees here and there. So Sonic Arrow was really well used in the proper hands, really completely wasted in others. And unfortunately, I don't know enough about the talents to go in without just reading the talents, so I'm not going to do that. I will post you guys some links at in the description here to the Alexstrasza talents and abilities from Icy Veins. I believe they have the same one for Hanzo, so I'll have those there for you guys so you guys can take a look at them. But you do have 2 heroic abilities with Hanzo, just like you do with everyone else: Dragon Strike and Dragon's Arrow. I didn't see anyone use Dragon's Arrow. It might not be because it's not because it's not good. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. You know, you fire a missile that travels across the battleground. So, and actually the distances that it travels, it does more damage and stuns for longer. So after it travels the longest distance, the damage is increased to 300 and the stun duration to 2 seconds. So it definitely has its uses, but there's a, you gotta be pretty clever with it. There's that one hero, that was like Lux or something like that in League of Legends, that had that same kind of thing where she just shot a damn beam down the map. Kind of like that, but not really. But Dragon Strike is what I saw the most. And Dragon Strike has got, I'll be honest, a little too much of a windup. Even though it's only a second and a half, it's got, you know, the same kind of Hanzo declaration of the casting that is in Overwatch, and the pair of Spirit Dragons that move very slow. Very, very slow. You could sit there, watch it cast, be standing halfway to where it was casting to hit you, wait, watch it get close, and then move out of the way. Like, it is just not going to do a ton of damage, but it deals 52 damage over 25 seconds to enemy heroes in the area. Enemies in the center take 150% damage increased from that 52. So I honestly don't like it that much. I wish I had seen more Dragon's Arrow, because I feel like Dragon's Arrow is just going to do better. I mean, you can just sit in the back line and pop it off and it's going to rip through some stuff. Dragon Strike just, it's happening, and I can move because the telegraph is huge. The dragons are very obvious. It's not something that's going to sneak up on you. Dragon's Arrow, on the other hand, is basically just a real quick silver arrow shaft. Like, it's a little bit more hard to diagnose or discover. But that kind of covers everything from my first impressions here. Again, Alexstrasza is amazing. Hanzo, I didn't find him that incredible, but I think that he will be amazing in the right hands, just like he is in Overwatch. Fuck that. But do let me know if you guys went to BlizzCon, if you have any opinions on things, or hey, if you played it and you have a completely different opinion, let me know. I am not the king of Heroes of the Storm, but I guess I kind of understand basically the flow of things. But I'd always love to hear opinions from other people, kind of what they think on things. I'm going to start doing a lot more Blizzard stuff on my Twitch channel. So if you can, head on over to Twitch. You'll see it on my main page. You'll see a little link for that. Go ahead and start following that. I'll be twitching. What the fuck? I'll be streaming Blizzard games during the week. And on the weekend, I'll reserve those for the YouTube streams for Total War, Warhammer 2, Rome 2, whatever we kind of do with what's coming out. But Twitch will be exclusively for my Blizzard games. So thanks for watching here today, guys. Have a good one and take care.